Some mornings, the worst thing that comes through the door isn't a body or a dame, it's paper. Dale brought it in with a second cup of coffee, a folded carbon dull as a laundry ticket, and slid it across the desk like it was nothing. Public record, a tax office audit notice, the kind of thing you'd use to light a cigarette and never think about again.
Transfer list from the county clerk's office. Came in the morning batch with the bills. I'd have tossed it, but it's got the kind of names on it that pay for your whiskey, so I figured you'd want to squint at it.
I ran my finger down the column the way you run it down any list. Bored, half gone. Then it stopped on its own. Third from the bottom. A name I'd handed to a man in a back booth once to keep my own lungs working. A name I'd told myself was filed, buried, done. And here it was, typed neat on a clerk's carbon with a date next to it.
Well, that's a new face on you. I've seen you read eviction notices and divorce papers and one very unfriendly letter from the IRS, and none of them ever did that. So either the coffee's gone bad, or a tax list just told you something. Which is it?
It's nothing. A name I recognize is all. Fellow I crossed paths with a while back. File it with the others, would you?
Sure, I'll file it. You want me to file the look on your face too? Or are you keeping that one out where everybody can see it?
I didn't give her anything she could use because there was nothing I could hand her that wouldn't follow her home. But I knew what a transfer date meant on a list like that. It meant the man had days, not weeks. And somewhere under all the years of not feeling the job land, the instrument I'd been sure was smoothed past, catching turned over, once, in the dark, and I couldn't tell if it was the weight or the warning or just the old machine remembering how to read. The Chronicle morgue was where the city went to be remembered and forgotten in the same breath. Bound back issues to the ceiling, every one of them somebody's worst day, filed by date and left to yellow. Flynn, the reporter, knew it like a priest knows a confessional. He was waiting for me between the stacks, a galley proof in his hand and that look he gets when the story is bigger than the column inches.
You came in asking the wrong question, so let me fix it for you. You think this is a man with a grudge? It isn't. A grudge gets tired, a grudge takes a night off. This doesn't. This is an audit. A desk, a clerk, a stack of carbons run straight out of the office our friend's name sits over now.
An audit closes books, Flynn, not people.
Same motion. You take every loose number, every name that doesn't reconcile, and you bring it to zero. One carbon at a time. It doesn't hate anybody. That's what makes it worse than Marchetti. Marchetti forgets. Marchetti gets bored. Marchetti you can read. This machine doesn't lose a thread. You feed it a location, it files the location, and it gets to the address on its own clock. I said yes to a wrong call once, you know that. I've still got the byline that proves it. So believe me when I tell you the part nobody wants to print. Whoever's name got fed into that audit, the thread runs back through whoever did the feeding. The machine keeps a record of its sources, it always does.
He was describing a man's fingerprints, and they were mine. I'd handed a location to one structure and told myself it was a trade, and now a second structure was reading the same coordinates off a carbon I never signed. 2 machines, 2 clocks, neither of them mine. I kept my face the way you keep a hand of bad cards. Still, I'm giving nothing back. The only question left in that room of yellowed paper wasn't whether the small man got reached. It was who got to him first. She kept a booth in the back where the band was loudest, because a horn covers a voice better than any closed door. They said she could put a man on a train that didn't run, and into a city that didn't keep a record. No manifest, no name. Gone where a ledger's carbons go to die. I came to her because the audit had already reached the small man, and I was out of roads that ran the right direction.
Sit down before you fall down, Flynn. You've got that look. The one men get when they've finally found something they can't fix by being clever. I can move your man. 1 seat, 1 road, no paper. But I don't do it for the band or the old days. I don't have any old days. Not with you.
Then name it. I've got no money that's clean and no favor that's worth anything to a woman like you. I figure that leaves one thing on the table.
It does. You. A debt. Carried by you. Called by me. On a day I choose. You won't know the day. You won't like the errand. And you'll do it because that's the kind of paper you're signing. Some men take that the way a man takes a bullet. You'd be the first to walk in and ask for it.
I've been on the other end of a debt I didn't choose. This one I choose. I take it. One term, and it's not a request. The man on that road never learns whose hand put him there. Not my name, not my face, nothing he could carry. He goes thinking he got lucky.
A gift no one can thank you for. How very unlike you to want nothing back. The road opens at dawn. He'll never know your name, Flynn. Neither will you, by the time I'm through with the seat I just sold.
I'd spent a long string of cases unable to feel the work land. Sitting in that booth, signing myself over for a man who'd never know I existed, I felt something. Small, stubborn, awake. Maybe it was the instrument coming back. Maybe it was just the price, ringing the way a price rings. Either way, I'd bought a stranger a sunrise and put my own name on the bill, and I'd done it where no one would ever read it. In this city, that's the only kind of decent thing left to do. The pier at 3 a.m. is where the city runs out of things to say. The cranes stood over the water like men who'd forgotten what they were lifting. I stood behind one of them, where the fog did the work a man's coat couldn't, close enough to watch and too far for anybody to find a face to thank. She walked him down to the road herself. The small man, the one 2 different houses had marked for the same quiet ledger. On schedules nobody bothered to line up. He didn't know that. He thought he'd had a run of bad luck. He had no idea the luck had a name, and the name wasn't his.
He's quiet. Scared quiet. Keeps asking who sent me, and I keep telling him it doesn't matter. He doesn't believe me, but he's getting on the train anyway. That's what scared does. It gets on the train.
Give him this when the horn sounds. Not before. He doesn't open it. He doesn't ask about it. He just keeps it. Tell him a man he never met wanted him to have something that was his and nobody else's.
An envelope. No money in it. I can feel that much. You're sending a frightened man off into the dark with a thing he can't spend. What's it for, detective?
It's for a day that probably never comes. If it comes, he'll know somebody was keeping a record while the rest of the city was keeping score. If it doesn't, he'll throw it out with the rest of his luck and never miss it. Either way, it leaves on that train, not in my drawer. The horn went out over the water and the fog took him the way the harbor takes everything, without a splash. He'd live his whole new life crediting a stranger's luck, and the stranger would stand here in the wet having bought nothing he could put a name to. I told myself that was the point. Out here at 3 a.m, I almost believed it. It was the hour the city forgets to be a city. The phones were quiet, the rain had thinned to a drizzle that couldn't make up its mind, and I came up the stairs with a debt I'd chosen, and a man's whole life riding on a word I'd put away somewhere dark. He'd never know I did it. That was the point. That was the whole point.
You look like something the harbor spat back. Sit down before you fall down. I'm pouring, and no, I'm not asking what for.
2 fingers, maybe 3. It wasn't the kind of night that fits in a glass.
I can tell the difference, you know. A man who lost one comes in loud, wanting to argue with the furniture. A man who won one, nobody's ever gonna clap for. He comes in like you just did. Quiet. Like he's carrying something he can't set down.
There's a fella out there tonight who's gonna wake up tomorrow and credit it to luck. Good weather. A train that ran late. He'll never have a name to thank, and I'd just as soon keep it that way.
And it cost you. I can see that part plain enough. You can stop deciding whether to tell me. I already know the shape of it.
She set the glass down and didn't wait for an answer because she's smart enough to know the ones that matter don't come with words. I'd put a thing by in the dark for some later man who might need it, a man I'm not sure ever shows up. For years now I'd done the job and felt nothing land. The way you don't feel a coin you can't spend. But something read in me tonight. Not relief. Not the job clicking shut. Couldn't tell you if it was the old needle swinging back to life or just a softer way of being lost. All I knew was this. I'd acted like some version of me down the road might need that seed in the ground. And the acting, the planting it blind, that was the whole of what I got back. Nobody will ever know what I did or what it ran me. And for the first time in a long time, that wasn't the same as it meaning nothing.